Hey, what is up, guys? Pine Belt Beer Reviews back here again with you today for another one. And this one that I have here today is a German beer, imported from Germany, Franziskaner Weissbier. Basically, Hefeweizen, or just kind of like a imported, German wheat beer. 5% alcohol by volume. Doesn't say where it's brewed from or anything like that, or exactly where. Okay, never mind. From Munich. Brewery was established in 1363. So yeah, 5% ABV, gets a 90 on Beer Advocate, which is an outstanding score. The Bros give it an 86, which is a very good score. It gets a 3.7 on Untapped. So let's go ahead and open it up. Never had this one before, and I have not had Hefeweizen in a little while. I just haven't for some reason. A lot of smoke out of that. So let's go ahead and give it a pour into this kind of slightly dusty glass on the outside. See what we get. It's already pouring really nice, as you can see, building up a head very quickly. So let's let that settle for a bit and definitely go ahead and get that stuff off the bottom. I visited this site and my German's a bit my German's not a bit rusty. It's almost non-existent at this point, and I don't know why I took 4 semesters of German if I can't remember any of it, but I cannot remember any of it really. Well, I don't know. They basically force you at the college I went to at USM. They basically force you to take a foreign language if you're going to be in any sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Mass communication or journalism, which I took media production classes there, and it's considered mass communication and journalism part of that school, so they make you take a foreign language. So that's probably why I didn't learn anything, is because I studied enough to pass the test, but not to retain any information necessarily. So there you go. Okay, so with that pour, got all the yeast out, got some big old bubbles forming there, as you can see. Very kind of soapy, kind of sudsy head. And had the cloud of yeast just descend to the bottom. So looks really good. Just looks very, like a good Hefeweizen. So good bit of carbonation in there too, coming up from the bottom of the glass, and just a very nice kind of pillowy head, as you can see, kind of forming. So yeah, let's go ahead and go for the aroma on it. Kind of lemony, but it smells basically like a Hefeweizen beer. It's brewed with the, I think it was a 1516 natural purity, Bavarian purity law of 1516. So you can only use like barley, water, and yeast, I believe. I don't think hops are in there. They could be, but I don't think hops are in the Purity Act or the Purity Law. So that's what you're getting. You're getting the malt. You're getting the yeast. You're getting that Bavarian yeast. I can kind of get a little bit of the the Belgian yeast, but there might be some Bavarian yeast in there too. That kind of just banana, tropical fruit kind of aroma in there. So yeah, it smells like a really good Hefeweizen. Like I said, I haven't had one in a while, so either way it'll be good, I think. So let's go ahead and go for the flavor on it. Really good in flavor. Subtle, but very good in flavor. Very drinkable type of flavor, which means it's there, but it's not too heavy. The flavor isn't too full, so it's very easy to go back to and take another drink. A lot of that yeast A lot of those malts. A little bit of citrus, a little bit of that lemon kind of taste that was in the aroma. Kind of a very natural tasting beer, although you would think so since they follow that purity law. Got a bit of a kind of like a well water kind of flavor there too, a very minerally kind of water type of flavor in there as well. The wheat, and it's like a very sort of, it tastes really natural. It just kind of tastes like that, just kind of natural smell of wheat, in a field or something like that. Mouth feels prickly, but not overly carbonated. Wet finish, very drinkable. Has a very kind of beer-like aftertaste. They showed it on the site with showing it being served next to a steak. I think it's a bit too light to drink with a steak. Maybe something like poultry or something like that. I would probably have it with, or turkey or something like that. Maybe a type of freshwater fish. I don't know about they showed like a heavily seasoned, char grilled steak. But it's a good beer. It's definitely a good one. It's got the good, just drinkability to it, which is always a plus with these kind of lighter, kind of more. Always consider Hefeweizens to be kind of more of a summer kind of beer, like a seasonal kind of thing. But I think they drink them year round over there, as far as I know. But given that, it's got a kind of light to medium mouthfeel, good drinkability. You get all those flavors in there from like Belgian and Bavarian yeasts. It's just a good solid Hefeweizen from Germany, which is also a big plus. So, given that, I will give this one an A-. I'd like to try more of these German beers. I got this one at my local grocery store. They just kind of started carrying it, and the thing that tipped me off to looking for this is my roommate bought it and had it, so I thought it was kind of neat. It's got a neat label on there with the monk sitting there rubbing his belly. Is that what he's doing, or is he? Yeah, rubbing his belly, drinking, I guess, one of these Hefeweizens, getting drinking and being happy. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out. Franziskaner's Weissbier, Naturtrüb Premium Hefeweissbier. Yeah, so definitely recommend checking it out. A- for me, like I said. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching.